is finished with another video review. And today we're going to be doing something very different. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Lego set. Now in this video I'm going to actually show you as much as possible what's included in this set, then do a quick build on it, then come back again and show you all the various features that are actually built into the actual piece itself. Now for the package, you got a really nice front right here. As you can see, it's kind of a long sort of box, but you can see just how big this box is. Now this is set 75827, and obviously it's the Ghostbusters Firehouse. If you know me at all, you know how big of a Ghostbuster fan that I am. So this was a set I was not going to miss out on. Now you can see, I actually forgot, but you can see that it's got 4,634 pieces, putting as the third largest Lego set ever made. The first being the Taj Mahal, and the second being the Millennium Falcon. It's like a special edition of the Millennium Falcon or something like that. So you get a lot of pieces with this. You get several little minifigures that, again, we'll take a look at here. And then you come around here to the side, and honestly, I mean, it kind of goes on the side of the box. So you just bring that down, and here you see everything that's actually basically included here. And I'm just amazed at all the various things. You can see that the set opens up. You have the different levels for the actual firehouse. Very detailed. A lot of stuff on here that really kind of surprised me that they actually included. But again, we'll get into all that here in a little bit. You come around here to the side, and you can see the little minifigures running around. On this side, you got more little minifigures. On the top section, what do we have up here? And just some more smaller images, and then this thing is so incredibly heavy. And then you can see right down here, you got other little display options for this guy. So I mean, this is a huge set. So we're gonna get this out of the package. I'm gonna sit right here at this table and I'm gonna build it. And you're gonna sit there and you're gonna have a fun time watching how frustrated I get. Although you probably won't, because I'm gonna speed through the build. But sit down, get a bowl of popcorn, get a soda, whatever you may need. So without further ado, let's get this open and see how cool it actually is. All right, guys, so here we have all 42 bags opened up and spread out here. Now, what's really kind of strange is, well, these bags right here, they're just, large size pieces, very similar to these pieces right here. They don't number these or anything, but these are 2 additional bags. So in terms of all these bags, you're looking at just 40 of them. But what's weird is it's like you got 1 bag of ones, 2 bags of ones, 3, 4 bags of 1. So, and that's very similar throughout this entire set. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags labeled 2. So, I guess it makes sense because, as you're building this, and here is the bag full of instructions. I mean, this is, let me just open this. This is absolutely insane. You got a couple decals here. That's kind of crappy. I'll have to put stickers on, but you do have these, which I mean, it's not that bad. Well, you actually got 2 of them. I didn't even notice that. So you do have that, and then this is the instruction book. This is a book. I mean, look how thick this is. There are a total of, holy God, it's like War and Peace, including the back section that has, the list of all the actual pieces and stuff. You got a total of 419 pages in this. This is no joke. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Then it's got a little bit of a read up here. So you get a bit of a read up there. I hope that didn't bore you guys too much. Like I said, this is probably going to be a long video. So we got almost 500 pages of instruction to go to. Let's get going. Alright guys, so here we have the world famous hook and ladder number 8 in New York City, otherwise known as the Ghostbuster Firehouse, fully assembled. And this was definitely a piece that took a long time to do. I'm not very quick at building these. As you can see, my process is fairly slow, to be totally honest. I open up every single bag, I separate all the pieces by color, and then basically from there, that's when I start actually building things. I just don't dump them into one big bag of parts or anything like that, but a set with 4,634 pieces is gonna take a while to do. Now, like I said, 4,600 pieces, honestly, I don't think that that's really what this should be. As much as I do like it, I do wish it was a little bit bigger, and I'll get into that here in a little bit. But for the price that you're paying for this, which is $350, I really do feel that you're getting a very good value. Now, as I mentioned initially, this is the 3rd largest piece that LEGO has ever done. In sets that have even less pieces, have cost more, such as, I believe the Super Star Destroyer and Death Star, I think it was, cost 400 bucks around. So I think for a piece like this that comes with more pieces, to be less than $400 at the $350 mark, I think is actually pretty impressive. Roughly, each piece works out to be about 7.5 cents per piece. Now, obviously, there's bigger pieces and there's smaller ones and things like that, but that's roughly the cost per brick that you get. And just spinning it around, I mean, you can see the amount of detail on here is really extraordinary. Now, this is, like I said, this was not an easy build. It took a long time, and there were a lot of very repetitive parts, such as building all these little tile bricks here on the outside here. I mean, you can see that the back section really doesn't have too much going for it, but like these, you're doing this over and over and over and over again. So it got very repetitive. When I had to get to sections like this, I was dreading it. But you can see that they did very nicely recreate the likeness here. You got the fire escape here along the side. You got the doors right there. You come around here to the front. You got the very iconic Ghostbuster, that sign right there. You got some lights. You got some little star things, very iconic front here. I love how they actually, well, I just knocked it off. They actually recreated the street sign that's right on the side of it. I think that that's fantastic. You got one way, you got the traffic signal on there, you got a little garbage can right here, which Tux likes knocking around. And then when you come around here to the side, you can see that this is where some of the extra little pieces can be kind of displayed. You got some special stands that plug in here on the side. You have to remove one of these little block pieces to be able to plug that in, but you have this, and I'm gonna try taking that out, and Tux looks like he wants to come up here and visit, so he might show up here in a second. So you got this little, there he is, you got this little stand right here that you can just take and plug this. You got a little clear piece right here that you just plug that right in there, and you get a little display stand for one of the ghosts. And like I said, you have these pieces here that you have to remove. So initially, that's covered up by this piece right there, and you just take that out, and then you just peg that right inside there, and you got a little kind of clear translucent piece that allows you to display some ghosts flying around here. You got a little blue one, you got a little red one. They're basically the exact same, just different colors. And then of course you got Slimer, which is hilarious just in of itself, because it really does kind of look like Slimer right there, and you got him with a little hot dogs. I mean, that's just perfect. And then again, you just sit that right on there. There we go. And you got a really cool display option for those ghosts. I mean, that looks really cool there along the side. And you can see, it kind of looks like they're flying along there. I wish that these were staggered a little bit more, like a little bit shorter, so that it kind of looked like they were a little bit closer, you know, to the actual building. And then there's a lot of other really nice details on here that really homage a lot of different things. Like, for example, you got slime right here, which one could be for this, or I like thinking of it as the slime that we got in Ghostbusters 2. You know, the mood slime. So you do have little tile pieces right there, which nicely show that. You can see that the front door here does open, although my camera's cricking now. I'm sorry about that. That kind of annoyed me. But you do have a ability to open it here in the front. And then for some the extra sort of little figures that you get, pulling them down here, you get a little tiny Dana Barrett figure, you get a Louis Tully, then get him to stand right there, and then you get the taxi driver ghost. So there's some really cool little minifigures that you do get. You get a bunch of them here. Let me come in so that you can actually see what I'm talking about. Dana here is actually really very cool. I mean, you can see that she's in her outfit that had her all possessed. You can see that her eyes are a nice red. You can actually take her hair off, rotate that around, and you can have a more normal sort of look. I mean, you can still have the crazy hair on there as well, but it's cool that they do give you that option. That's something that Lego does quite often, but I like having that, you know, kind of possessed sort of look. As for Louis Tully here, you can see that he's got this little helmet thing. You can rotate this around, and oh, actually, no, that's right. He comes with a completely different head. So you got that piece right there with the straps so that you can put that on his helmet, which is hilarious, or take this off, and you have a different head sculpt right there. You got that, and I got the hair, but it's somewhere else right now. I'm not 100% sure what I do with the hair. And then you got this right here with his red glowing eyes, which looks pretty cool, and I'll just put that on there. I mean, it doesn't kind of match, but I think that that's awesome that they gave you the you know, the head with the little straps on there so that you can do that. I think that's hilarious. And then, like I said, you do get the little taxi driver ghost. Get her to stand right there. And you can see, again, you know, nothing really overly spectacular. I mean, he's got his little hat on there, but real cool look on that. You know, face right there, real nice detail on his suit. You just put that on there, really very nice. Now, coming down to the main part. Right up here at the very top, there's a couple little clasps that lock this into place. So it holds in very securely, but you can swing this open, and I have this on the little turntable that you can see, and you can see that once you open it up, you get a fully displayed interior for the Firehouse. This is incredible. And again, one of my favorite aspects of this is the fact that they really throw in homages to both Ghostbuster movies. So starting down here in the main entry area, this is where I probably have the biggest problem. As you can see, I mean, you got the doors on the inside here that can close, but the biggest thing that I have an issue with is some time ago, they released the Ecto-1, which is great. I love it. And you also got, bring these over here, you also got the 4 original Ghostbusters, which we'll take a look at here in a second. The problem though, and this is where I was saying I wish this was actually a little bit bigger, because even removing this, and I knocked over Janine's little table here, get that right in there. So even if you remove this little section, which was right there, I mean, they all detach very easily. Sometimes you have to use these little tools that they give you to kind of pop things out. If you don't have these doors open, and I should keep that like that, you can't really fit the Ecto in there all the way because it goes all the way back. You can see that it then in turn makes this stick out, which is kind of unfortunate. You do need to have both of these. I mean, to be totally honest, you got Peter's desk, you got Janine's desk, but this is crammed all the way back there, and that's really unfortunate. I really think that they should have put a little bit more thought into that and made the piece a little bit bigger to include this. Now, these little pieces, they are on these little kind of just quick detach sort of bricks, so you can remove this perfectly fine, and you can bring this back even more, and in doing so, let's get this out of the way. Oh, I popped off the roof. So in taking out Janine's desk, you can close the door and you can put the Ecto in there. And it sits there perfectly fine, except it doesn't really look like there's a lot of space. And that's kind of unfortunate, to be totally honest with you, because it looks out of place, to be honest. You know, and of course, I love the fact that you do get a Janine, and taking a look at her, it definitely has a very Janine sort of look to the character. You got the little glasses, you got her little hair, very nice detail there on her little vest and things like that. So I mean, I love that. I just, like I said, I really wish that you could have a bigger piece to be able to not have to take this out. And again, great detail on here. You got a little letter right there. You got her little computer screen. I mean, amazing amount of detail with all this stuff. So taking her and putting her back in her little seat there, you know, now for me, I don't really have the space to be able to display this perfectly, and you can see that if it's in there, you got a little bit of clearance issue with this piece right here. You do have to be careful when you're pushing that in there, but you can get that in and you can set that right there. And to be honest, this is how I'm going to have it displayed. I don't have a lot of space to be able to have this completely open. So for my purposes, oh, and that has to close like that. For my purposes, it will be displayed like this. And I kind of like being able to have the Ecto look like it's coming out of the Firehouse. I think that that's neat. It's kind of a good storage spot for it, I suppose. So I don't mind it all that much, and I think that it's something that I can eventually live with, but if I did have enough space to be able to have this completely open for display, I wish I could be able to bring that all the way in. Now, also we do get a Peter Venkman figure, and actually, I have the wrong hair on Peter Venkman. This is Lewis's hair, but you can see that what's cool about him is that they actually changed, if my camera will focus, it wants to focus in the background, you can see that they got the slime on him with his mouth open and kind of like, that's gross. And then you turn the head around and it's a more normal face. But again, personal preference. But what is really actually cool that I do dig is that compared to the original Peter Venkman, you can see, let me get this kind of out of the way. And again, I apologize for the camera losing its focus, but I'm going to take this off. And take this off. You can see that one thing that they actually added was the side here now has the actual Ghostbuster logo on the side patch of the arm. You come around to the back, you also have elbow pads, which the original one didn't have. So that looks really cool how they actually included that. And then you got a little PV, that stands for Peter Venkman. So really nice. I like that. And they did that with all the new Ghostbuster figures for this piece, which I think is great. So again, you put him on his little seat in his office. Just, I mean, again, the detail and things that they captured in here, really very, very nice. You come around to this section right here, you can see that they do have Egon Spengler, Ray Stanton, of course, Peter Venkman's little cabinet that when you open it, you can actually put their proton packs in there. Now, one thing that does kind of stink is they don't sit in there very well. I don't know how well that you're going to be able to see me doing this. You kind of have to sit it in there and just push the door shut, but they don't rest in there all that well. You can see that the door, I'm having a hard time. I'm trying to all do it one-handed so I don't get in the way here, but there's a little ledge that's on the inside there that kind of you can fit this in, but you have to close it at the same time to be able to get the door flush, so that kind of stinks. You got this little section right here, which is great. Coming up here, you have the fire pole, so you can just bring this down and whoop, there he goes, all the way down. So really cool that they included that. That's a really nice touch. I think that is absolutely, and you can leave it like that. You can have them kind of just hanging up there. Just got to push it up, and then you just pull it a little bit down, and there they go. I think that that's a great touch. Come around here to the other side, you can see that you do actually have the containment unit. And I wouldn't necessarily say that it's functional, but you can actually open that up just like so, and then, oh, my wife stuck the trap in there. You can actually take this trap and you can put it right there, and then you can close that up, and light is green, trap is clean. I think that that's great. And then you can see that there's stairs that are going up, go up, 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 and angle my camera up as I go along with it, taking you up to the second level. And here you have Winston kind of just chilling in the hallway there. Again, a lot of these figures come with, like a little trap, you get a little walkie-talkie. They all come with proton packs, but like I said, you don't have a spot to really store Winston, so you're kind of just have him always wearing it. And then again, same thing with Winston. He does have two faces. You got a more angry face right there, and then a more relaxed face. I like leaving the relaxed face on there because, Winston's usually pretty relaxed. And then you got the proton pack, just tabs right in there. Great detail on the pack itself, really neat. And like I said, you can just have him hanging out wherever you want to. Coming across here, you can see this I think is absolutely incredible. This is the kitchen area, and you can see that on the table, well, hopefully you can see it, you've got some of these little pink bits right here, and you got some pink that's behind it. It's the mood slime, again, and even going further, they give you, it's so awesome, they give you the toaster. So, I mean, again, I really love how they give you all those different nods and homages. You can see some real great detail here in and I'm using my little flashlight because I knew that it would be a little bit darker. But you got some kitchen utensils in there. You got some cereal. You got some pots. You got some pans. You got a little refrigerator. All these chairs here can be moved off to the side. And you can see that the refrigerator, well, actually, this comes out and it actually opens, and they have little things that go on the inside there just to kind of give you
food for your kitchen, and the top one has a little pizza. So you got a little pizza that maybe Slimer could eat or something like that. And all of these are attached to those quick release sort of tabs, so you can move those and get them out of the way really quickly if you so desire. But these chairs just kind of rest there. They don't actually tab into anything, so you just kind of position these how you want. But like I said, I think it's amazing that they were able to incorporate both movies and different things from both movies in this particular set. You come around here, you got their bedroom, which you can't see because I'm not over there. There we go. You come around to this side, you got their bedroom with only, again, 3 beds, so Winston is kind of screwed. He's left without having a place to stay. Then you come around here to this side, and again, second level sort of thing, but you can see what's great is this is their bathroom, which is hilarious. You don't have a door right here, but what is cool is when you come up to the next level, this is where they actually were developing the photographs of Vigo. And you can see that on the side here, you got some little pictures there along the wall of Vigo. Hopefully you can see that. Then in the movie, they were actually developing. And then the cool thing is you can see that it's actually in a room, and you got a door right here that can open and close, and then you got the fire extinguisher that, if you remember, Vigo locked the door, setting everything on fire, and you got the little fire piece right there, trapping Ray and Egon in here, and they were saved by Winston, who used this fire extinguisher to break down the door, to go through and extinguish the fire. So again, a wonderful touch to that second movie. You come around here to the opposite side, and you can see that everything kind of continues on here. You got a little bit of a game room, again, using my flashlight to kind of put some more light in there. You got the pool table. You got the pool cues there on the back. I mean, some really great detail on the inside here. You got some little, I don't know, jars of things up here, which look really cool and just kind of hanging out there. You got Egon here. Actually, instead of coming with a PKE meter, this is more like his Geiger counter or whatever it was. I forgot the name of it, but you do have that with him this time. And again, you can see that he's got the patch there. He's got the elbow pads, which obviously just an improvement over the original piece itself. And then you got more of that kind of wall. We'll show you the wall. You got more of the kind of I'm hanging out area kind of thing. You got a little boom box up there. You got some jars with different colors and things in there. You got the computer right there kind of hanging out. And then you come around here to the other side, and you get another ghost, this one being the library ghost. And again, a real great little minifigure here. You can see that she comes with a book that she doesn't really hold very well. You just kind of wedge it in there. But what's really cool is it's the book of The Magical Paths to Fortune and Power, which was the book that Peter ordered from Ray in the second movie. And then for the little library ghost, you can see that you have her just regular, stay on camera, Paul. You got the regular face for her, and then you come around here to the back, and you got the very angry face. And you also do get extra hair so that you can take this, rotate that around, have the angry hair, or angry face, and you can do that. And you can have the angry ghost after, Ray says, get her, So, but I kind of like this. It's a little bit more, I guess, laid back, and just kind of hanging out, and get the hair in there. There we go. Put that, come on, there we go, like that. And then you have her reading The Magical Paths to Fortune and Power right here. And then you got a little section right here on the bottom that allows you to clip her on here. Well, let me put it right here. You can clip her on to the actual Lego knobs themselves, and you can have her kind of walking around. So in total, you get 8 minifigures, and by that I mean just these characters. So you got Egon, you got Winston, Peter, and obviously Ray. You got Dana and Lewis, so there's 6. You got the taxi driver ghost, 7, and then Janine, which makes 8. And then as for minifigure ghosts, you get the library ghost. You come around here, and you also do get the little blue guy, you get the little reddish pink guy, and then you get Slimer. So you get 8 minifigures, and then you also get 4 additional minifigure ghosts. All in all, though, I'm absolutely amazed. I really, really am. The level of detail that went into this is just simply mind-blowing. as I was building it, when I'm seeing things that, you know, very nicely homage, you know, both films, I was just absolutely giddy. Now, like I said, it is a very tedious process, especially these sections right here, which are gigantic pains in the butt. Everything else was pretty much fine in terms of the build. It did roughly take me about 10 hours or so to do. And like I said, I'm pretty slow when it comes to building these things, so I would anticipate that you guys who are more experienced builders would probably have a much easier time doing this. But this is, like I said, a great set, and I do think that for what you're getting, the $350 price is actually pretty good. Now, I didn't really show it off very much, but each of these segments can detach. It's kind of hard to do, to be totally honest, but these like pieces right here, you can lift up. When you have the roof on, it makes it a little bit more difficult, but taking this off, you can see that this section here can easily come out. You got the little, you know, quick release tabs right there, which lets you take this off. So if you wanted to take these off to play with, you could. You more than likely won't. I mean, kids might actually do it more than anybody else, but you got to detach the roof a little bit, get that up and off the way like so, and then swivel this, kind of get this out of the way. Just take we'll just take the whole darn thing off. It comes off, like I said, with those quick release tabs, and then you can have this can detach, and you can get, again, quick, easy access to, you know, different areas if you wanted to play. So you can do that, and like I said, it's probably something that somebody like me is not going to do, just because honestly I don't play with this stuff. I put it up there, I display it, I make it look cool, and then I leave it alone forever. So that's probably what I think the majority of people are going to do with this particular set, especially if you're paying $350. You're probably not going to let a lot of kids play with this, but it's definitely an option for you. And I like how, you know, it is modular so that you can get into some, you know, nooks and crannies and stuff. But all in all, if you're a Ghostbuster fan, this is a set that I would absolutely recommend picking up. The value is there, the build is pretty substantial, so you're going to be entertained for a while. And like I said, the only part that I think is a little bit on the, I guess, negative side would be the fact that in order to have everything, you know, stay where it is, like with Janine and Peter, you gotta have the Ecto-1 kind of coming out the door. But like I said, for me, it doesn't bother me all that much because I'm going to display it like that anyhow. But this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It has literally taken me longer than any video I think I've ever worked on to be able to do this. So hopefully you guys appreciate it and enjoy it. But that's it. That's your look at the new LEGO Ghostbuster Firehouse headquarters. I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.